Hello everybody, my name is Richard Vigorelli and I am your guide for everything Feng Shui. And I set it all up so us Westerners can figure it out. So today we're talking about the kitchen. I'll go over here so you can see it better. So, stove, sink, there's your fridge right there that you can't see, pantry is right there, also behind me, and dishwasher. All the basics, and right behind the camera is actually my microwave. So, what's so big about the kitchen? You've got a lot of nerve. So, the kitchen itself is where our food comes from before it gets to our mouth. This is where we cook things. It is where we store things so that they can be eaten later. It is the last stop of the outside world before it becomes us, thanks to, eating. And if you are not that big on cooking for yourself, you're missing out. It's really not hard to do. I do it all the time. I make myself a nice breakfast. Every now and again I will go out if I'm just not quite in the mood to cook. That's okay, but for the most part, most of what I eat is home cooked. And I have a nice kitchen to do it in. So if you look at this, it actually looks kind of homey, isn't it? A lot of people would consider this, craftsman, American style because of the wood, all of that. They're kind of right. So what in Feng Shui would be good for a kitchen? Well, it should be based in earth rather than metal. Here's why. Food is earth-bound. Now, it's going to have other stuff, but plants grow out of the earth. We eat plants. Animals walk on the earth, eat the plants growing out of the earth. We then eat the animals. Does that make sense to you? Wonderful. Also, the organ that is responsible for digestion, the spleen and stomach, also known as the middle jiao. Go ahead and check through my library of videos to get more explanation as to what those are. Those are in earth, according to Chinese medical theory. Very similar to Feng Shui, same basic premises. So you want it earth-based. That's why we've got tile everywhere. It's not just because I'm Italian and we've got a thing for tile and mosaics and all of that. It's actually a really good idea in Feng Shui. So what's with the wood? Well, stone cabinets are a bit difficult to work with, and metal cabinets I don't like. I think they're tacky. Unless you're in a restaurant, then yeah, dude, you're going to need to do that. Now, the good thing about metal is it is easier to clean. That's why, stove here is made out of metal. Because a stone stove, one, difficult to work with, heavy to move, two, tends to break. Metal, a little bit more resilient. Good idea. Now, I've walked into some kitchens and they're like all fire and, red stuff everywhere. I like fire. Yeah, but you're running a big risk here, dude. Here's why having fire in your kitchen is not a good idea. This is fire. Okay, I know it looks like metal. These are made out of iron, but, I turn it on, we got a nice blue flame right there. I don't know if you can see that from that distance, but that's fire. So, adding more fire into the area will cause the already built up fire right there to possibly go out of control. According to Feng Shui theory, you may run the risk of burning things, not just food, but possibly yourself and or the house. So you use earth because earth is the next in line after fire. It actually weakens fire. That way it's easier to control. It's also one of the reasons why you rim your campfire with stones. Stones don't burn easily. Okay? Alright, what other stuff about this? Now, wood breaks apart stone, which is kind of one of the reasons. It allows you to kind of think, kind of get stuff moving, and allow the food to cook a little bit better. So what's the deal with restaurants? Why is everything in a restaurant metal? Because of sterility. Now, if you've ever been in a restaurant kitchen, everything's stainless steel. It's all metal. You almost can't wait to get out of it. Even if you enjoy it, you kind of want to leave as quick as possible. You can't explain it, but the reason is metal is blah as far as food goes. That's why you don't see a lot of people hanging out at the kitchen in a restaurant. I've worked in a few restaurants. I kind of know what I'm talking about. It's more or less just move in, move out. And unless you're cooking stuff, you're just kind of moving around. You don't have time to care. But as soon as your shift is done, you're gone. You don't sit and hang out. Not just because you're tired and you got stuff to do. You want to leave. Meanwhile, in a home kitchen like this, you sit back, you know, cooking a meal, sit and talk, maybe have a nice glass of wine or something. How's your day? All that because it feels nice. And that's the earth mixed in with it. Okay? So when you're doing the feng shui in your house, my advice is to base your kitchen off of earth. Use other elements as accents. And you can find out how to do that in the previous video to this one, which is color and how it is used. Make it part of your culture. You don't have to be Chinese to have good feng shui. If you were to look at my kitchen, does this look Chinese to you? No, very American, probably Italian. Okay? You can kind of do whatever you want with any culture, because we all have the same basic stuff. It's just how it is done. Okay? So if you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button down below and leave a like and a comment if you could. It does help things out. And if you would like, feel free to visit my website at vigintmed.com. That stands for Vigorelli, integratedmedicine.com. And you can actually get in touch with me that way. So I'll see you soon, guys. Bye now.